Earnestly Speaking podcast. It is my favorite 1A, 1B podcast of the calendar year. It is the NFL season preview. Of course, we'll have the NBA season preview later on, in sometime October. But favorite time of year, of course, the man, the alum of this podcast, the first ever guest on this show in the 12 years of existence, still with us, still riding hard with us, man. Degenerate Zach, looking fresh. Look, I haven't seen you. We haven't talked in a little while. Number one, number two, you went to Hawaii without me, bro.
Dude, every time I've ever traveled, I'm like, you gotta go here. You gotta go here.
Yeah.
Hawaii and Kauai specifically,
Mm-hmm.
you have to go.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list.
There is one thing you have to do in your life: a no-door helicopter tour. We went no-door helicopter tour through the volcanoes. And we literally go through a cloud and then drop back. We come above a cloud in a helicopter, then drop back beneath it inside a volcano crater into what they call the wettest spot on Earth.
Oh, my God.
All you're doing as you're looking around this crater, volcano crater, that is just nothing but a jungle, is watching waterfall after waterfall after waterfall.
That's amazing. Yeah, you were there almost 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks, right? Close to it.
Like 13 days.
I almost started thinking that you were gonna move there and just live there forever.
It almost happened. I thought I lost my ID and wallet in the waves when we were at one of the beaches.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Only you, Zach. Only you, the degenerate himself. Did you do any gambling while you're there? Or you took a wake?
Oh, they don't have any of that shit.
They don't.
No,
you can't live there. You can't live there.
Oh yeah, you can.
Well, you just gamble on your phone, I guess, instead of
Yeah, online like you. Yeah.
Just do the safe way, I guess.
But I'll be in Vegas for the first weekend of NFL season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some futures? You bet any futures?
Yeah, we plan to. I plan to.
Okay, well, find me as we're going through the list of teams here. Tag me on the ones that you say, oh, by the way, that's the one I'm betting on this one. Because I got a couple I'm looking at now that might be some good value bets going forward. But again, as you guys have been in this podcast for 12 years, how we do this as always. And by the way, Chris Manick will hopefully be with us. He just sent us a text. He's on a mountain in Tennessee, coming down the mountain now. He said he gets the room in time. He'll join the pod. So hopefully he'll be with us tonight. Obviously, whenever he makes it, we'll circle back and give us quick rapid reaction predictions on the teams that we passed. But as you guys know, we do this every year, same way. What is that? Is that the
Jurassic Park waterfall?
Oh wow,
wow. That's off of we saw that on the helicopter tour. It was
amazing.
So badass.
All right, Chris says trying to get his Wi-Fi working now. Okay. So he's Chris is trying to get in. Okay, let me just send him a text. Tell him no problem. We just started, but come on whenever. All right, so as you guys know,
tell them we already did Cincinnati.
Yeah, over next. Super Bowl champions next. No, we take the Vegas numbers, prognosticate. Whatever the Vegas numbers are for each team, we predict over or under on those teams. And that's how we just do it. So, first team on the list, we have the Arizona Cardinals. Last year, 4-13. Their over-under this year is 5.5 wins. Some notable things here real quick for the Cardinals. They play the NFC East this year as well as the AFC North. Kyler Murray will not be starting the year. I know he had it was a torn ACL. Now I've heard that he's recovering faster than they predicted. The question is going to be whether or not when is he coming back. Have you heard anything about that?
Why would you bring him back?
I agree.
Well, as a player, as an owner, neither one should be trying to come back. And as a player, look, that's all fine and dandy. You can go back to running the 40. You can do your fake 3-cone drill. As soon as you see a defensive end coming from your blind side, that's it on your knee. I cannot imagine a franchise would take this risk. When they gave him $180 million guaranteed.
So the only reason I would say bring him back at the end of the year is to showcase him for trade. That's it.
Why? Why would you jeopardize your pick status? You watch what happened to the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans, correct?
Hmm.
Lovey Smith.
Hmm.
Why would you jeopardize that same thing by trying to showcase him for a trade?
Oh no, I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. I think you just take the loss this year. Kyler Murray, whatever, take your money, whatever, and just fall apart. I think they might be the worst team in football this year.
Oh, by far, Vegas shows it. There's not another team within like two games.
Not in Houston.
Look, when you showed me
It's
the
five and a half.
website you sent,
I have it at 5.5 right now. 5.5 is
yeah,
the
the
number on it.
website you sent me, that link it said 4.5
Oh,
for
maybe
Arizona,
maybe lower than I guess then.
and Houston was at 6.5. There was
And,
nobody close.
and I'll say this much to you, Zach. We'll go with 4.5. I'm still taking the under.
Oh yeah, totally, because they are. I believe they are tanking, and they intend to try and trade Kyle Murray in the offseason.
All right, so I'm taking the under. NFC East, AFC North. On top of that, the schedule's tough. I've heard people say that if there's a candidate for 0-17, this is the one. Just saying. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it wouldn't shock me. Just
I mean,
saying.
the problem is they do play Atlanta and Houston, so
But I could argue those teams. I could argue right now without Kyle Murray, those teams are clearly better than Arizona right now.
no,
You don't
I
think
can
so?
no,
Okay.
not at all.
Well, at least
And
Atlanta is.
why?
At least,
What
at least,
what
at least, at least Atlanta is better than Houston.
what does Atlanta have to prove that they are better? Their
I
starter
mean,
from last year is gone.
well, Mariota was not that good last year, though.
No, but they won. He won like 5 games for them
Yeah.
to start the season.
Well, they won 7 games last year.
Yeah,
You want to go? Well, we can go there right now because I think they're the next team on the list here. And the Falcons. Great segue. But okay, Arizona under, right? Also?
under yes.
Okay. Atlanta Falcons last year, 7-10. Over under this year is 7.5 wins. Some notes here. They played the NFC North. They also played the AFC South. And they go to the Jets this year as well, too. So another team that has a semi-toughy schedule going forward. This schedule is weird because, like, I can see a case for the over here just because of where they playing in the NFC South. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But I'm not gonna sit here and make that claim though. And if we're going on odds here, odds are they'll be under team regardless because of the schedule itself. Odds are they're not there. The quarterback was it Ritter. We're not sure how good he is yet. He played what 3 games last year. Like that.
No, I think he played like 6 or 7 games.
Okay.
But
There's questions there, of course, about him.
yeah, his accuracy, he was right around 50%. He struggled with his accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Here's the schedule here. Interesting. So opening is Carolina. So I'll tell you what. If I'm Atlanta, if you're going to say you're going to be a good team this year, you better come out the game pretty well because your first couple of games you go home against Carolina, home against Green Bay, who we don't know how good they are yet. On the road against Detroit, which I think is a little overvalued. We'll get to them later. Then at Jacksonville. Then you got the Texans, the Commanders, the Bucks, the Titans. So if you're Atlanta and you're trying to get over this number and try to be a wild card team, maybe a division winner, if things shake out that way in the division in the NFC South, out the gate you have opportunities there to grab some wins. I can see 5 wins on high end, 5 wins right here up the shoot if they can take their business the first 8 weeks of the year.
No, I agree. But this is also the thing that can tell you how weak that division is going to be.
Yeah.
As soon as they start splitting them up.
I'm taking the under. Because at the end of the day, you're playing the AFC, the NFC North, AFC South. I mean, again, there's opportunities here to get over the 7.5 number. I just think we're going on odds here. When a team that's many question marks, I mean, you have to kind of go with the. I can see 7-10 again next year. 7-10.
I just think they have the worst quarterback in their division. So even with the fact they have the weakest schedule in my opinion by who they play. I'm with you. I got to take the under.
Yeah, he's going with the odds, buddy. All right, next team here we have the Baltimore Ravens. Last year went 10-7. Of course, lost in the wild card game against the Bengals in dramatic fashion. Overrun number is 8.5 wins. Of course, last 2 years they ended the year with Lamar Jackson on the sideline. They worked things out with Lamar Jackson in the offseason after a contentious contract battle, which ended Lamar getting his money. Thank God. This year they played the NFC West, they played the AFC South, and they played the Lions this year. Um, Baltimore also added Odell Beckham Jr. as well, so that's the weapon of choice. Thinking of Lamar Jackson, they also have a new offensive coordinator as well too this year. This is a very strange team. This is the hard team to put a finger on because there's a little bit of shakeup. Um, and now we have a 2-year sample of Lamar not being healthy at the end of the year. We've said on this podcast last couple of years, when Lamar is healthy, this is a Super Bowl contending team, and we know that. I think that's still the case going forward. The question is going to be now: does he stay healthy? I don't know.
I don't think he was out last year all because of injury. Granted, 2 years ago, yes, injury.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I think it was about the money. It was, you really want me to take a further risk with no secured future?
So you're saying he was hurt, but not as hurt as you think he was.
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
And he can come out. Oh, I have my doctor saying my MCL was still sprained. But look, why would you take that risk when you have shown 2 years in a row now the Ravens suck as soon as I go down?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Ravens should try and find a better backup. But my worry here is the change in offensive coordinator, because a change in offensive philosophy for him as well. He's always been allowed to run and have scripted runs throughout his entire career, even through college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they carried that over because it put him at ease in his style. So now you're going to try and change his mentality after all those years. I worry about that with Baltimore, and I still worry about that defense. Yes, the defense got better on the second half of the season when they had to show up, but when Lamar was cooking, they never showed up. They blew four games with double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. Three games with 17-point leads in the fourth quarter.
Here's what I say with the Ravens that's going to scare me, and this is why they need to have probably 8+ wins by the time they go into December. Their last 4 games as follows: at Jaguars, at Niners, Dolphins, and Steelers, of course, at home. Which, of course, you know how those games go.
Yeah.
So if I'm Baltimore, I want to enter December having 8+ wins under my belt. That way, I have a lot of wiggle room because you know this AFC is tough. Okay. That being said, what?
I mean, the one good thing is the last two are at home, but
True, right? But again, Dolphins, we know if they're really, we expect to be pretty good this year if Tua's healthy. Steelers, Ravens, always a classic, always a barn burner. Outside their divisional games, though, it's a fairly doable schedule. Like they play in the NFC South, NFC West, AFC South. They should be able to at least go at worst 2-2 against each, 3-1 against this AFC South. It should be a problem. I'm gonna trust in Lamar and company. I'm gonna go over. They know how to win when they are healthy, when they are whole, they win games, and I don't see any reason to change that now. So I'll go over on the Ravens.
well, I'm the homer, so I'm taking the over.
Second team. Although I expect you to be a bigger Washington fan going forward now with Satan gone.
Look, I really don't. I really don't believe an owner has anything to do with the actual winning or losing of a football.
I agree, but I feel like the environment matters too, also, and that it was not a winning environment with him there.
Yeah,
it's a remarkable difference between Jack Ken Cook and Daniel Snyder. Trust me on that.
Oh
Remarkably
no,
big difference.
Well, yeah, I think everyone can tell. But you know what else was different?
Mm-hmm.
the amount of people you drafted that actually became Pro Bowlers
Yeah.
versus one season and washed out of the league.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can't draft, you only pay for superstars who are 1 year before retirement. You're never going to succeed.
Yeah. We'll get to them later on. They're the last team on this list. As we go A through Z, of course. All right, next team here we have the Buffalo Bills, who last year went 12-4. Obviously, one game less because of the Damar Hamlin situation in that Bengals game, Week 17. 12-4. The overall number is 10.5 this year. This is a team I think I texted you this weeks ago when we were doing our homework on this. Their schedule is brutal,
Oh,
brutal. First off, the division playing them alone is tough on paper because Jets, Dolphins, and then even the Pats going to be a hard out. They play the NFC East, they play the AFC West, they go to Cincinnati, and they play the Jags in London. So if they get over 10 wins this year, they would have earned that. My gut is telling me under in this one. My gut. But I don't know. Because the thing with Buffalo is that I'm not saying they got worse, but I don't think they got better this offseason. And on top of that, everybody around them got better. The Jets got better, obviously, on paper now with Aaron Rodgers. The Dolphins got better, actually. Okay? And the AFC looks to be tougher this year than it was last year. So is Buffalo a Super Bowl contender? Yeah, I'll also say that. But Josh Allen, quarterback, your top 3 quarterback in the league, absolutely. But man, they're gonna have to earn it this year. If they get 11 wins this year, they would have earned it. So I said under. I said under initially. I'm gonna
remember,
give
they're
go ahead.
at Kansas City. They're at
Oh,
Philadelphia.
that KC, right? Oh, yeah. No, granted, they won there last year. They won in KC for us. It's not like they can't win there. Won twice last 2 years, so they could
Yeah,
win in KC.
but you're asking to get every win possible except for the hardest to get to 11 wins.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're talking about a team that's going to win 2 less games than last year. I mean, is this team that bad now? They're 10-7, and only that they struggled down the stretch last year. Man, I'll take the. Oh my God, this is probably the hardest one here. I'll take the under, a slight under, 10-7. Seems to be the mark right there for them. The infighting too was Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen too. Not a good look. Also, maybe they get cleared up by September. But there's a lot
I,
of
I
bad
think
signs
after
we've seen
week
here now,
one,
huh?
I think that's cleared up after week one.
Well,
I think Josh Allen just throws like 3 touchdowns to him.
against the
So
Jets.
yeah,
Okay, I'll take a slight under. Even my Buffalo Bills friends I've spoken to, a diehard, they even agree that if they get 10 wins, it'd be a miracle because they acknowledge that schedule's tough. So where you at in the Bills?
I'm taking the over. Look,
If they get it, they would have earned it.
I really believe it's probably going to come down to the last week of the season to who wins the division.
Well, it's in
They
Miami.
play at Miami.
So, wow, look their last 7 games, Zach. Their last 7 games. I'm gonna run it down now. Bills, at Eagles, at Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, at Dolphins. The easiest game that stretches is the Patriots game, and honestly, that's not a gimme.
Oh, see,
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how they look by week 17.
because of that, who the AFC East is playing this year,
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Patriots are going to be competing for a top 5 draft pick.
We'll get there.
So
So you're going over on the Bills, huh?
yeah,
All right. Next team here. Carolina Panthers last year went 7-10. Their overall number is 7.5 wins. Of course, they had the second pick in the draft. The first pick, man. First pick in the draft. First pick in the draft.
First
First
pick
pick.
in the draft. Thanks to
Bryce Young. Bryce
second.
Young. Bryce Young. A lot of folks are fairly high on Carolina this year. I talked to a lot of people, a lot of journalists, and then like they think this is a sneaky wild card team here. Probably. I mean,
I'll call it.
The NFC is weak, so I mean, it's definitely space to make some noise. Um, this year the Panthers play. If this thing will pop up properly on my phone, thank you very much. The NFC North, AFC South. They go to Miami, and they have Dallas on the schedule. So those are notable games this year for this team. I don't know if I can buy this team as a wild card team just yet. I don't know. So I'm gonna go under in this one.
Oh, I'm taking the under. I all the hype for Young. I'm sorry, dude is 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't even gotten a real taste of a real defense in the NFL yet. I just do not believe a 6 foot, a 5'10" guy coming in as a rookie can even win 5 games.
Oh,
So I'm taking the under. I'm height biased. You have to be able to at least see lanes between your offensive line. I'm not asking you to see over them. Most quarterbacks can't. But when offense and defensive line are engaged, there's still 6 foot tall wall. And you're not going to be able to see anything because you're 6 foot.
you better be called in Drew Brees one day for a little tutorial.
Drew Brees was taller than this kid.
Really?
Yes. Yes. There's nobody been this short.
Interesting.
I think the closest person to being this short might have been Michael Vick. And he was fast.
Yeah. All right, under. I'm with you on under as well. All right, next team, Chicago Bears. This team I'm intrigued by. Last year 3-14. Over number this year is 7.5 wins. The Bears, of course, play the AFC West and the NFC South. Boy, Justin Fields, year 3. This is another tough one because again, the NFC being so weak. I mean, the Bears. Look, I think the Bears are going to improve this year.
Absolutely.
This number though is way. I mean, that's a big number, big jump from 3 wins to 7.5 wins. It's a big jump.
Ernest.
Yeah.
He's playing Jordan Love twice. He's playing a Kirk Cousins team who won 13 games last year that they have pegged at like eight and a half from the
And and -5 last year in the point differential.
right. And then we're gonna factor in they're playing the NFC South, the weakest division in the NFL this year. And oh, by the way, they get to play Arizona, who is trying to tank.
No,
You have to bet the over on this.
no, and I'm going to. I think 8-9 is right there in the wheelhouse. 8-9. I have 8-9 Bears this year.
Yeah.
And they got better on paper too. I mean, so I think this is the year Fields takes the next jump. I'll go over on this. You over as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, Chris didn't make it in time to do his team here, so we'll do it for him. Cincinnati Bengals. Last year went 12-4. Over on number is 11.5. This year they played the NFC West, the AFC South, and the Buffalo Bills. This is easy. I understand. You know they play probably arguably toughest division in football. Arguably, I think the AFC East has something to say to that. But there's no question. No one's doubting this. Now, unless Joe Burrow is out for the first 2 weeks of the year, and even that didn't matter last year because they went 0-2 to start the year and it still went 12-4.
Yes, but let's remember one of those Ravens defensive collapses was against Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second Ravens loss to him was without Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to get to that when you have shit like that happen.
Agreed. But I think we still agree that even with that, since he's the better team.
Yeah.
We agree with that, right? We're not going to argue. maybe it's closer we give it credit for, but since I put like Cincinnati put like a peg two ahead of Baltimore right now. Confidence meter.
Yeah, I would not want if it's an AFC Championship game or something. I would not want Joe Burrow to have the ball last
Yeah.
against the Ravens. If I was a Cincinnati fan, I would feel safe if I had a lead and Lamar was trying with the last drive. But if I was a Ravens fan, I would be freaking out in fear because Burrow has a last drive. That's the difference between those two.
Yeah. I'm going over this one. Even with the tough schedule, I'm going over this one. I just think this team is that is great. And you got Joe Burrow when healthy is top 2 in the league at this point now. Um
What
I
was it,
mean
11 and a half?
11 and a half. I think why couldn't they match last year's number again?
No. Taking the under.
Ooh, 11 and
Division's
6.
going to be so much tougher this year. Again, they got to play Cleveland with,
Look,
Watson, who was
they could be better.
trying to brush off the rust, and then Kenny Pickett in his first season. I feel like Pickett in his second is going to be better, and Watson's definitely going to be better.
Mm. It's a little bit of a hot take there,
I
somewhat.
I love the under on that team. I'm sorry, it's a little different this
I
year.
will say your confidence in that is making me want to bet it now. Just cause
What, the over?
the under.
Yeah, you should bet the under.
This
Making
your
sense.
confidence. Yeah, we'll see. State in Ohio though. The Cleveland Browns last year 7-10. The over under number this year is 8.5 wins. The Browns, like I said, like the Bengals play the NFC West and the AFC South. We got to see Deshaun Watson in the very last end of the year, last 5 games of the year, 6 games of the year, looked dreadful. 7-10. This team was competitive last year in moments though. They gave away games early in the year. This team could be a playoff team easily if they had won some of those games early in the year.
Absolutely.
With Jacoby Brissett, the quarterback. So this team, this is one of those teams that I think people. I talked to a lot of people about the Browns and about Watson, and people are sleeping on the Browns a little bit. I feel.
They are. Like you.
No,
You're giving Cincinnati 12 wins and being like, no, I'm giving Cleveland credit. I'm giving Baltimore credit.
I think the problem is though there's just too many good teams in the division, as well as the conference.
Exactly. That's why I took the under on Cincinnati.
I think under the Browns 8.5.
No, I'm taking the over.
Really?
They won 7 with a guy who hadn't played football in 2 years.
Well, 7. You played the last 6 games. You didn't.
Yeah, exactly. And Jacoby Brissett was the only reason why they were losing those games that they should have won in the first half of the season.
This is a stay away bet, though. This is a stay away.
Oh, because it'll finish 8-9 or 9-8. It's a tough one, but I think they finished 9-8. So I'll take the over.
I'll go under this one, slight under 8-9. All right, here we go. Dallas Cowboys. Last year, 12-5. Over under number is 9.5 wins. They play the AFC South. They play the NFC West. They play Detroit and at the Chargers. Those are notable games on the schedule for this year. Look, I know we love making fun of the Cowboys because of the Cowboys. You and I are both NFC East rivals of them. I'm a Giants fan. You're a Commies fan, obviously. But let's just call what it is, though, with the Cowboys. They're a good football team. They're a very good football team, in fact. They're a top 3 team in the NFC. Okay, the hurdles in the NFC, and I said on this podcast last week when I had my friend Big Jim on the show, and I said he's a Cowboys fan. I said, like, for all the shit we talk about the Cowboys, they are a contender, and the hurdles in the NFC are small. It's really Philadelphia and San Francisco, and even though San Francisco beat them twice in the last 2 years in the playoffs, it ain't like San Francisco's dominated them. Those games come down to the wire. Those games go down to the last play of the game. So if Dallas can get out of their own way finally, because this team finally after 28 years, 27 years, find themselves in the NFC championship, at least an NFC championship game. I can see that. I'm going to go on this one. I'm going over. Why not? Easy over. I bet on this one. Actually, to be honest, with you. I gamble on this one.
Yeah, would you like gamble on them to win the division?
I'll tell you what, and we get the feeling a little bit too, and obviously it's identical schedules, but the schedules
Not completely identical.
not clear, not clear. That's what I'm saying. It would it would be a bad bet. I want to say it wouldn't be a bad bet.
No, but there's a sneaky better one coming up.
Oh, I got over on the Cowboys though. 9.5 wins. Come on, if they go 9-8 this year, that's a disappointment.
I
Anything under 11 wins is a disappointment for the Cowboys, in my opinion.
I believe with the worst starting quarterback of the 32 teams this year, they would cover the over. Give me the over on Dallas.
Wow.
That roster is so stacked.
Yeah.
So stacked.
And it got better. They're 12-5 last year, 12-5 the year before that, and it got better.
They added a corner opposite of Diggs with Gilmore. I think that was huge. So
yeah. Well, we'll talk the Cowboys later on. We'll do our predictions, of course. All right, next one we have the Denver Broncos, who last year went 5-12. Overall number was 8.5. Of course, last year was a disaster. Russell Wilson's first year there, not good. Nathaniel Hackett didn't make it through the first full year as head coach. He got fired, I think, week 14, week 15, I think it was.
he should have been fired after week 1.
I agree. Totally agree with you.
Week 1. So
I remember texting you saying, dude, this is not good. This is not good.
And then by week 2, I was screaming at you on the phone. He needs to be fired because he did it again. He did it 3 weeks in a row to start his NFL career, and people are like, "Oh, Russell Wilson, he's a has-been. He's bottom 5 in the league."
So they play the AFC East this year, NFC North, and then the Browns. You get Sean Payton's head coach. That should help, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and not for nothing, people forget this too. Russell Wilson, he did play better than the year when no one was paying attention to the team anymore at that point. He played better than the year, so maybe Hackett was a problem, and you get Sean Payton, who's arguably the greatest, arguably the best quarterback for the last like 3 decades. I'm going over in this one. I'm going over in the Broncos. I don't know if they're a playoff team, but I think they could get at least 9 wins this year. Not give away games like they did last year, with bad coaching and decision making. So why not? Give you over on the Broncos.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's probably 5 easy wins. So
we can go to the schedule right now if you want to. I'll tell you right now, as I pull this up, I just think it was a little faster. Be nice.
I mean, the first home game against Vegas. Then you can jump to Chicago, Green Bay, even Minnesota and Houston.
So here are your guarantee wins. I mean, they should sweep.
I like the over.
They should sweep Raiders, right? Sweep them, right?
Yeah, in my opinion.
So out the shoot, you go Raiders at home. That's a win. Commanders at home. That's a win. Come on. Dolphins on the road, maybe a loss. We'll see how the Dolphins look out the shoot.
No, that should be a loss.
Right. Then they got the Bears
at
on the road at Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, it's at Chicago. Doesn't matter. Yeah. It's still better. They're a more complete team.
Right. The Jets at home. Probably a win because it's a home game in Mile High. Then you have the Chiefs.
That's a loss.
Okay. Broncos. Packers, rather, at home.
Yeah, that's a win.
Chiefs again the week after at home.
I still think that's another loss.
Okay, so there you go. But the good thing is that you exhaust the 2 Chiefs games two Chiefs games out the way. Gone. In the ether.
Look, you come back on your bye. You're in Buffalo. That's a loss. Mm-hmm. But Minnesota at home should be a victory.
Yeah.
Cleveland's going to be a fight, but that's a toss-up. At Houston should be a victory no matter what. The Chargers, yeah.
But at the end of the year, it's fairly favorable. I mean, at Detroit, which we'll see how good they are. I still think Detroit's a little overvalued. We'll see.
Home to the Patriots. That should be. I think
Win.
that's gonna be an easy victory.
I think they beat the Chargers at home too. Also, honestly,
So
they should.
yeah, I like the over on
I do
home.
too. I do too. Um, yeah, I think it's actually very easy. All right, speaking of Detroit, last year with 9-8, over number is 9. Now I've been saying all summer long. I like the Lions. What they did last year, it's fun, great story. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna piss off the Lions fans. I don't give a shit. This is a this is a way too overvalued number here because it has nothing to do with the fact that look, I think they're a good team and they'll figure things out. But again, it's just getting into your head that you are trusting the Detroit Lions to win more than 9 games this year. You were actually trusting the Lions. By you saying over on this, you were saying to yourself, the Detroit fucking Lions, the Lions who have won one playoff game in the last what, 70 years, 60 years?
But we're not betting on them to win playoff games.
No,
We're betting on them to win regular season games.
right. But I mean, when was the last time won 9+? How many
Uh,
times won 9+ last 10 years? Probably twice, if that.
they did it what 2 out of 3 years with Caldwell, and then fired Caldwell.
Well, because they're idiots. They're a dumb team. That's
They're
why.
like, oh, you know who we need to get? We need to get this guy with a pencil behind his ear, who walks behind.
Matt Patricia. Matt
Yeah,
Patricia.
fat Matt Patricia.
So Lions play AFC West. That's tough. NFC South, and they go at Baltimore.
Yeah.
NFC South, they should go. If they go, that's the 3-1 in that division. That's a problem. Anywhere 3-1's a problem. I had push on here actually. I'm gonna go push.
How do you have a push?
9 wins.
And what's the over under?
9.
It's not 9.5.
No, it's 9. How about 9?
I,
What does
I
yours say? What does yours say? 8, 9.5?
Mine says 9.5.
Wow. Then under. If it's going on, at least on yours, I'm going under.
Look, every number you've told me has been different than the one I got off of your link. So that's what causes me a ton of pauses. I have to rethink every number.
Okay.
And keep pulling up everybody's schedule because every single number you're giving me is different than the one you get, the link you gave me.
Well, I'm gonna go push on the 9.
Oh, I'm taking the over.
You think this?
Let's believe for a second they go only 4-2 in their division, right?
Yeah.
Then, like you said, they should at least go 3-1 against the NFC South. So that's 7.
Right.
Now, maybe they are who they are, and they pick up one extra win between their division or the NFC South. That throws them at 8. And then you're asking me, can they beat Las Vegas, who I think is going to be a terrible team this year?
I think so too.
Yes. Do I think they have a shot at home against Seattle? Absolutely, I think they have a shot at home against Seattle.
That game last year against Seattle was actually a barn burner. Remember that? 48-45?
And then they're at home against Denver that we just talked about. That's going to be a pretty good toss-up.
Yeah.
I think you could get to 11 wins and not kill yourself.
The problem is you're trusting the Detroit Lions again. Well, I get it. I want them to go over. I hope to win the division. I hope to win the division.
Like I said, I got hot takes.
What's your hot take?
I'm taking the over, and
that's not a hot take though. But most people agree with you on that. That's not even a hot take.
I've talked about. Let's see. I think Vegas is going to be trash. I think New England's going to be trash. I've got some pretty hot takes there.
But Detroit being over 9 is not a hot take though, because most people agree with you on that.
But it's not over 9. Nowhere gives you 9. No spot in Vegas would say an over/under of 9. There's going to be a half because
even 9.5, and he's still going over 9.5.
Yeah, but you're saying no.
I'm saying I don't know if I trust him to do the 9 win. I'm saying if I trust him to get 9 to get to 10 wins this year.
I'm just saying, look at the schedule.
Okay, we're running 9.5 under.
Yeah, I'm going over.
Fair enough.
Look, right out the gate, they should start out 6-1. 5-1, excuse me. They should be going 5-1 into Baltimore.
I agree. I see what you're saying. But again, we're basing this on the Detroit Lions. Again, it's not I get what you're saying. It's just in my head, I have to come to the terms of this is the Detroit Lions that we are saying are gonna win 10 wins, 10 games.
And like they're facing they go on the road to the Chargers after a bye. How lucky are you to get a 4 o'clock Sunday game after a bye? I mean, it set it up so that you can bet the over.
Yeah. Chris sent me a text. Detroit's way too high. One of my hot takes.
All right.
He's trying to get in. He's on the phone with technical support trying to get the Wi-Fi going in his hotel room. All right. Next, he's in Tennessee, by the way, guys. Next, here we go. Next team here. Green Bay Packers. Last year, 8-9. Of course, the end of the Aaron Rodgers era. Over number 7.5 wins. This team I'm very intrigued by. Is the first year of Jordan Love. Well, first year starter for Jordan Love. The Packers played the AFC West this year. They played NFC South. They played the Rams. They played at Pittsburgh and at the Giants. I'm hearing a lot of good things about this team at camp. Just saying. I'm not saying it's going to translate into wins this year.
So have I. I've heard players literally come out and say they would run through a wall for this kid. So when you have guys coming out and saying that for a 3-year backup, I think that means something.
I still think, gun to your head, you got to take the under. There's way too many questions.
So
even 7-10.
Let's go optimistic. Let's pretend guys get on an early hot streak. They build confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get to start out at Chicago, where you got another quarterback still trying to find himself. Could Green Bay pick up a late victory? Yeah. Then they go on the road to Atlanta. That should be a confidence booster, I believe.
Okay.
Next, they're at home against the Saints, who new quarterback. It makes a difference. So you could get that. Then you get at home against Detroit, and then you're on the road to Vegas, who I think is bad. You could have enough confidence to be 3-2, 4-1, and next you get to go all the way through the NFC South.
Here's a problem.
Carolina there.
Giants, Tampa. Yeah. Chargers are there. Here's a problem with your logic on this, though. And you and I are in the same position. Look, unless Minnesota craters this year, we have every little team in that division doing well. We have Detroit winning 10+ games this year, apparently. We have Chicago winning the over as well.
Yeah.
So Green Bay too? Because someone has to take the fall. And it sounds like Minnesota is a team that's going to fall apart this year. Well, we'll get to them in a second. I mean, that's what it requires for Green Bay to get 8+ wins here, is for one team in the division to fall apart. And so far, you're high in Detroit, you're high in Chicago.
Yeah.
I have to go under on Green Bay though.
I'm high on Green Bay too.
Oh no, you're under on Green Bay or over on Green Bay?
I'm over.
Over 7.5?
Yes.
Would you bet that with your money?
Yes.
Oh my God, the degenerates! He's alive and well.
I would not bet. I would not risk Chicago, but I would bet Detroit and Green Bay.
I said over the summer that the NFC North is the most interesting division this year for me. Of all 8 divisions, to me, the NFC North is the most interesting division in football. There's so many question marks.
Green Bay will finally go back to relying on the run game.
Yeah.
And they got 2 amazing running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Whenever, even during the Rodgers era, when those running backs were cooking, they were winning. If Dillon could get 100 yards, if Jones could get 100 yards, if either one could pick up a rushing touchdown, odds are Green Bay was winning. Well,
Yeah.
now they're going to be allowed to do what they do. And I think that's huge for Jordan Love.
All right. Next team here, we have the Houston Texans, who last year went 3-13-1. Their overall number is 5.5 wins. Of course, they were number 2 pick in the draft. They selected C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. So notables here, notable games. They played NFC South this year. They played the AFC North, and they go to the Jets. Um, easy under, easy under. Although I think they will play flirt with getting 6 wins, but I think it's the easy under. Um, I mean, they're rebuilding, so 5 wins is the ceiling here for them.
Yeah. For me, I think CJ Stroud's going to end up being the best quarterback taken out of this draft.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yes. Again, he's over 6 foot tall. He doesn't have to wear cleats to get measured. He's over 6. He's like 6'3". I trust that. He can throw the ball accurately on the run.
You're
I
a size
trust
guy,
that.
buddy. You're a big size guy, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, I am.
All
If you're
right.
gonna be small, you have to be very, very fast.
All
And
right.
I just feel there's not a competent wide receiver on that roster.
No.
I don't even trust Pierce as a running back.
Mm.
So yeah, I would take the under as well, even at 5.5.
All right, next team here, Indianapolis Colts. Last year went 4-12-1. The over number this year is 6.5 wins. So notable things here: they played the NFC South as well, the AFC North. They play the Rams, and they go to the Patriots. Now you talk about quarterbacks that Stroud and Bryce Young in Carolina. I am most fascinated by this quarterback, Anthony Richardson, out of Florida. This is the quarterback I'm actually most intrigued by. I think he
Oh,
has the
that I
talent.
will agree with.
I think talent-wise, he has the opportunity to be a great quarterback. Now, when he puts it all together, different story. Obviously, also with the Colts, they're allowing Jonathan Taylor to find a trade partner since that him and Jim Irsay are not on the same page on the running back, which I think is stupid for the Colts to do that, but whatever.
You gave Andrew Luck $25 million and said, "Hey, you can keep it. You don't have to repay us, even though you just signed a contract a week ago for 5 years, and now you're telling us you can retire. We will let you keep that 25 million.
Mhm.
But you know what we're not gonna do? Give $5 million, $6 million, $7 million, $8 million to our heart and soul on offense and a league leading rusher from 2 years ago.
Mhm.
You can't spend that kind of money on your running back, but you can just wave goodbye to 25 mil.
Yeah. Well, he's an idiot. Jim Irsay's an idiot. He's a
Absolutely.
moron. He's a Jerry. I've said it for years now in this podcast. He's a Jerry Jones wannabe.
Yeah. Jerry would be like, "Hey, we'll double your salary."
I've heard people say that this team could go over though.
Oh, if they kept Taylor and Taylor wanted to actually run and play, I would believe it. But I don't believe they're going to have a running game. I think their offensive line is still going to struggle a little bit, and their defense is hurt. I'm going to take the under.
I am too. And in the AFC, find
Yeah,
wins. Good luck.
exactly. I mean, you get to play in that conference, so you're automatically already going up against another rookie quarterback and CJ Stroud and the Texans. They should have a chance, but I just don't see it.
Right. All right. Next team here we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who last year went 9-8. Their number is 9.5 wins. This team, of course, won a playoff game, won the division last year, and last day of the season. Um, this is the team This is the team I'm really, really intrigued by. They played NFC South this year. They played AFC North. They played the Kansas City Chiefs, and they go to Buffalo. This could be one of the teams I believe that
They
could.
don't exactly go to Buffalo,
Wait, hold on. Well, yeah, it's in London, right? It's in London. We
which
discussed it
is a
earlier.
Jacksonville home game.
Correct, correct. Um, the Jags could be. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Could be one of the contestants here for what the number one seed in the AFC because of the schedule. Yeah, they're playing their own division. Number one, they should go no worse than 5-1 this year in division. Okay, you're playing the NFC South. You win 3 games there at least.
Yep.
That's 8. You
Yep.
tell me you can't find 3 more. Look, I think Chiefs are really good. I don't think they're going to win 13 games this year. I think every team in the division, the conference is going to win at least no more than 12. So if you're in that 11, 12 win area, you beat the Chiefs somehow in week was it week 2? Do you guys play the Chiefs? Yeah, you have a advantage there if you win that game. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that this is one of the teams that is a contestant for
No,
that.
I mean, you're making a legit point. Most of their tough games are gonna be at home. So you're at home against Kansas City. You're at least overseas, so there is no crowd impact against Buffalo.
Right.
San Francisco, you're at home too.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, you're home against.
Yeah.
Baltimore, you're home against. I mean, every tough team they have to play, they are at home against.
Yeah.
They have the easiest road schedule in the NFL this year.
I'll say this much. What about the number one seed this year in the AFC? This is my lock for over under. Over. Easy. This is the easiest over of the 32 teams on this list. Easiest over. Anything less than 11 wins this year, to me, honestly, it's a failure. In my opinion.
So, am I buying the hype of Trevor Lawrence? Like he's gonna make
Oh,
another.
you're the one that didn't like him in the first place, remember?
Hey, how was he doing the first 10 games of the season last year?
He was kind of shaky.
Kind of shaky. He wasn't looking very good at all.
Right.
And that's what I said about confidence. You catch a break here, you catch a break here, you get on a roll, and next thing you know, you have confidence.
Dude, that dude survived arguably the worst coaching job in the history of the NFL for Urban Meyer. Okay. Took a little while to shake it off, but he took it off eventually with Doug Peterson. So if you get through that and not get derailed, gotta get this kid some credit.
You think that was the worst coaching job in history?
Well, either that or fucking last year's Hackett's job last year. You pick it.
Uh, how about you go talk to David Carr's first head coach in the league? 77 sacks in his first season.
Mm.
You want to tell me who knows how to coach?
All right, top 3.
Yeah,
Urban's pretty bad. Come on now, Urban's pretty bad though. Let's be real about this. Urban's pretty
it
bad.
was really bad for a coach, but I don't think he wanted Trevor Lawrence.
Anyway, this is easy over. This is the easiest over
Absolutely.
of the entire bracket here. Easiest
Absolutely.
over.
And most disappointing team if they don't cover.
Yeah, don't cover it. If they win 10 games, it's a disappointment in my opinion. All right. Speaking of Chiefs, you mentioned earlier, they are the next team here. They are, of course, the Super Bowl champions. Last year, 14-3. This year, over under 11.5. Pat Mahomes. I mean, did you watch the quarterbacks documentary on Netflix?
No.
Gotta watch it. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
They take 3 quarterbacks from last year and follow them around the entire year. Pat Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota.
Oh,
Good
okay.
stuff. Go watch it, get a chance before the season starts. It's really good stuff. Um, NFC North, AFC East, Eagles at Jaguars. They are the hunted this time.
They've been hunted for 5 years now.
I know. I marked on under initially when I started doing this.
Well, of course, because
11-6.
you want to hate on them.
No. But I changed my pick. I'm going over. I think they'll find a way to get 12 wins this year. It is a tough schedule, though. I will say that. It is a tougher schedule this year.
I feel like this is an easier schedule than last season for them.
Mm-hmm. And less pressure.
I mean, look, first half of the season before their bye week, they're probably going to be 7-2, 8-1.
All right, let's go through it real quick.
No, there's no game you can
pulling it
say.
up right now.
All right, so they're at home against Detroit.
How
That
good? We'll know how good Detroit is. We'll see how good they are on
then
the
they're
street.
on the road to Jacksonville. Should be a win.
Okay.
Home to Chicago.
Wait, you haven't beaten the Jaguars?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know Trevor Lawrence,
I
but
don't know. I'm just saying. I know, but where you stood in that one?
then they're at home against Chicago.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's going to be a win.
Mm-hmm.
At the Jets. Welcome to the AFC, Mr. Rogers.
But it's in New York though.
I don't care. It's the AFC. Welcome to the AFC.
This team
And
also
no quarterback.
this team also lost to Indy last year, week 4. So again, they are capable of losing a game or two once in a while. They shouldn't lose.
Yeah,
so it's just surprising they lose to the Jets on the road.
This isn't a game where they're looking past it, though. You know, no one in that locker room is going, "Oh, it's the Jets. We're gonna go play Zach Wilson." What? Oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is there? We didn't know anything about this. You know they're gonna be tough. Then they get Minnesota on the road. I don't care. They're gonna beat them
in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No. Go ahead. I'm with you. Then Denver.
Ernest, do we have a difference of opinion on what talent?
No. I'm just saying I thought you would have said it'd be close to 60-40, 50-50 situation because it's on the road, but okay.
Yeah, here's a 60-40. The Chargers playing the Chargers at home.
Those games are always tough. You know that. Those games are always tough.
Yeah. At Denver, I get might be tough, even though it's Sean Payton's first year.
They could lose that game actually.
So those are my 2 toss-ups. Being at home against Miami, I think November 5th might be a little cold up
That's
there.
actually a overseas game, I think.
Oh, it is.
It's 9:30 a.m.
It's going to be a cold game for Miami.
Eagles revenge game.
Yeah, that's after a bye.
But I can see him losing that game though.
And what's
Andy Reid? I know Andy's record.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, through the first 9 games, they've got maybe 2 toss-ups. They're probably going to be 8-1.
You got Eagles, Raiders win, Packers,
Green Bay.
should we win that game?
Yeah.
Then they got the Bills at home. Look, hey, listen, they lost from last year.
That'll be a tough game, but that's only now we're talking about their second or third loss, probably.
Okay, close it out against the Patriots.
I think Patriots going to be a steamroll. Vegas steamroll. Now they're home.
The battle for number 1 seed.
Is it? Because battle the number 1 seed in division might be last game of the season.
Well, you have Bengals under anyways. That's why.
So I'm just saying, I think taking the over.
No, I'm going to go over too.
Okay.
But I can see him losing. I can see him going 12-5. You know what I'm saying?
Does 12-5 cover your bet?
It does. I'm just saying. I was just saying. It's 11.5. I was saying 11. I was saying 11-6 could be the snug number there for the Chiefs, but I think
when in 12 games in the first 12 weeks or the first 16 weeks of the season, does it matter? There's no stress. You only have stress if they haven't won a 12th game by week 16. That's it.
Yeah, I'll go over too. I put too much. I thought about that a little more than I should because it is Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? All right, next one. Staying in the division, LA Chargers. Last year 10-7. This year 9.5 wins is the over under. I think after Josh Allen and maybe Russell Wilson and maybe it could be a 1A 1B 1C kind of situation. I think Justin Herbert is under most pressure this year.
So 1A, 1B, or 1C. We can't just say A, B, or C or 1, 2, 3.
Because I mean, again, Russell Wilson's career could be on the line here. He fucks up again in Denver. Josh Allen now, the Bills' window's probably 1 year now, depending on
why is the Bills' window only 1 year?
That's what everybody's saying. The window could be small.
Wait, how is he 37? Is he turning
Uh,
37, 38?
Well, the Bills have to just shake some things up if they
Okay. So they take a step back for a year. You know you have a Super Bowl window until probably the last year he's there.
That being said, Herbert um feels like early Peyton Manning ish a little bit now. The narrative is now like he's a really good quarterback. He's right there, top 5 ish quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
Can't
he
win playoff games
put
yet.
top three without anything.
And Peyton Manning's a couple years before he won his first playoff game. Remember that?
Yeah.
So kind of feels like Peyton Manning ish a little bit. Chargers, always one of those teams where like they look great on paper, and then it's like one of those things where, okay, they underwhelm late. I mean, they made the playoffs last year. They had that big lead in Jacksonville, and then they blew it. Um, Brandon Staley, I'm not a fan of that coach. I've been saying it for the last 2 years. Not a fan of him then, not a fan of him now. But the division is a little bit weaker than it was. Well, last year, I mean, Denver, we thought Denver would be better than we're last year. The division should be better this year on paper, but we'll see what happens there. Oh, man. They play NFC North, AFC East this year. I'll take it over on this one. 10-7 is right in the ballpark.
I'm with you. I like the over.
Mm. Yeah, I had under initially that I said, you know what? This team is he's too good. He's too good a quarterback. He's got to get at least 10 wins this year. I mean, you got to get at least 10. I
But
mean,
they managed to catch a break by not having to play Cincinnati. So I think
that's the point. So here's your schedule real quick. I'm gonna run it down real quick. Um, huge game out to shoot against Miami. Look, again, people give me shit when I say about how Bills Jets and must win for both those teams out the gate. If you're saying that this conference is stacked to the gills and does it come down to tiebreakers and stuff, week one, Miami and the Chargers, two wild card teams most likely. Okay, come down to matchup, come down to matchups and tiebreakers.
let's not say wild card because it's just two playoff teams.
Right, maybe.
Yeah, you might be undercutting one team.
I mean, Baltimore's is a third team.
No, I'm saying Miami might win the division.
Maybe we'll see if unless Buffalo wins it, unless Jets wins it. I don't know. So Miami week one, that's a huge game out to shoot for the Chargers. Yeah. Titans on the road, that should be a win. Vikings on the road, according to you, it's a win because you hate the Vikings this year.
Oh, so you think that's a toss up or a loss then?
Well, it's a road game for the Chargers. I mean, those games could get really weird, and Kirk Cousins is playing at 1:00, not at 8:00. Just saying.
I'm just saying.
It might matter. Raiders should be a win. Raiders gonna be awful this year. I think Raiders gonna be a bottom 5 team this year, honestly. Huge game here against the Cowboys at home, which they lost last year to the Cowboys at home. Then Chiefs. Those games are always back and forth. That's close to 50-50 game, honestly. The Bears should be a win. At the Jets, early November. That's a huge game.
Yeah.
Lions, toughie, if Detroit is as good as you say they are. Packers on the road. Ravens at home. Then they close it out. Last 6 games here. At Patriots, Broncos, at Raiders, Bills, at Broncos, and then the Chiefs at home, which they may not need that game by then. It's a semi-tough schedule, but they should be able to win those games, most of those games.
Yeah, I think it's a very easy early schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably have a bit of a losing streak going into the playoffs.
Might stumble in there a little
and
bit.
I think they will be a wild card. But some of those other teams you're talking about, they may actually be like division winners.
Like Miami.
Just saying,
We'll see. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, next one here we have staying in LA, the LA Rams, who last year were the defending Super Bowl champions, freaking cratered 5-12. This year, over under 7.5 wins. Um, the Rams played the AFC North, the NFC East, and they played the Saints as notable games this year. Um, so the return of Stafford, obviously last year got hurt, missed half of the year, the back with the spinal injury. All signs are that he's going to play week 1.
Well, I mean, he started out the season should have been on injured reserve last year. Like he went into the season with the problem.
This team is hard to figure out though, because the only one you're off from winning the Super Bowl. I would
Yeah.
have thought the number would have been close to 8.5, not 7.5, but maybe especially playing that conference too. So their schedule as follows. So let's go through it real quick, because this is a team I believe can either win 10 games this year or lose 10 plus again. And
Well,
then
rattle off who you think they actually could compete against and win.
all right, week 1 against Seattle in Seattle. That's a must. That's a
Yeah.
big win. It's a big game for them.
Then at the Colts, they're probably
Wait,
gonna.
so they can win in Seattle? You think?
I think that's a competitive game.
Visual game.
Yeah.
There's some really good week 1 games out to shoot, man.
I also think week 2 at home against the 49ers will be competitive because Purdy hasn't looked good. They're trying to rush Purdy back. They don't want to go to Darnold because then they truly have to admit Trey Lance complete bust of a pick. But I mean, yeah, Cincinnati, that's a loss, but that's a win.
Colts.
Then I mean, Philly, that's going to be a loss. Arizona win. Pittsburgh's going to be competitive.
Yep.
At Dallas, probably a loss. At Green Bay is going to be competitive. They could win.
Seattle home should be a win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At Arizona, yeah, should be a win.
Yeah.
Cleveland, going to be a toss-up at home.
Ravens loss.
Probably a loss. Washington, that's going to be a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
Depending
Saints.
on, Saints at home, toss-up.
Giants. And New York.
I think that's probably a loss.
Okay. And then San Francisco at home.
Yeah.
On the road rather.
So I think you got 8 games there.
I look at the schedule. And I see. I had under initially. I might go over because there are a bunch of overvalued teams on that schedule that I think are going to come to earth anyway, like Seattle, for example.
Here is the problem.
Okay.
Because their offensive roster looks great still, and they can coach. Oh, God damn it!
You got McVay. I mean, obviously the roster's all messed up because of all the picks.
Okay. Can you name a single defender besides Aaron Donald?
No, not Jalen Ramsey anymore. He's gone as well too. So
exactly, and
that's the issue.
You're relying on one impact player on defense.
I'm just worried that the issue I really have is Stafford healthy enough to make it through at least 14 weeks of the year. At least 14 weeks of the year.
I initially wanted to go over because when we looked at the schedule, I feel like you can find 6, 7 wins that should be easy enough of a win.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start thinking about how bad that defense is going to be. And it's like, I'm going to have to take the under. Even though I know how good Stafford is, I'm going to have to take the under because that defense is so bad.
Sean McVay, another bad year? Sean McVay?
Oh, he can stay as long as he wants. I think everybody knows they maxed out on their defense to get to a Super Bowl and win one.
It worked.
Yeah. And now you got to pay the price for a couple.
I'll stick the over. I think 8-9 is right in the wheelhouse. I'll stay 8-9 this cuz.
I'll go 7-10 probably.
There we go. Yeah. All right, next one. The Las Vegas Raiders last year 6-11, over under number 7.5 wins. Jimmy Garoppolo is their new quarterback. I don't think it matters, dude. This is an easy under. They play AFC East. That's tough. AFC North. They'll go 1-3 against the North, I think. Giants. I think North. I think the North will actually pluck wins from the Raiders. this year.
Yeah.
I don't think the Raiders are any good. I think the Raiders are top bottom. I don't see Garoppolo. I mean, please, he's a placeholder for the next guy.
So, well, what you had to really factor is Garoppolo better or worse than Derek Carr?
Worse.
Yeah. So once you figure that, then yeah.
And I argue significantly worse than Derek Carr, individually anyway. Garoppolo's a decent quarterback, but that's all a lot of Kyle Shanahan stuff too. Also,
Yeah.
easy under for me on the Raiders. All right, next one, Miami Dolphins. Last year 9-8, over under number 9.5 wins. This is easy. The narrative is easy here for the Dolphins. Tua, when healthy, this team is I'll say it, a Super Bowl contending team. You saw last year when he was healthy. They were literally on the doorstep in the AFC East. They almost won a playoff game with a third string fucking quarterback in Scott Thompson in Buffalo. Tua's a question. And I think the biggest acquisition for the Dolphins this year, honestly, wasn't even a player. Vic Fangio at DC. That's huge.
Oh yeah, you love him.
Oh God, yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. To me, this is the over, providing that Tua stays healthy. So I'll go over in Dolphins here. They play the AFC West, AFC East, Titans at Ravens. Tough schedule, yes, but I feel like they could get it done. So give me at least 10-7 Dolphins here.
I agree. I'll take the over, and I legit believe the last game of the season will decide who wins the division.
They play Buffalo too.
Yeah, exactly.
At home.
Yeah, look, I don't see the Jets making the playoffs. And
we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Because that's the team of the year right now, the biggest story of the year.
Mm-hmm. I know you like him.
I do. I have questions though. We'll get to it in a second. Next one, Minnesota Vikings. Last year, 13-4. Over number is 8.5. This 13-4 team was also -5 in point differential last year. So those same breaks they got last year, not sure they're gonna get this year. It doesn't work that way every year to year. There's always a regression to the mean, right, Zach?
That's it. And when you have a guy who can't play in primetime games.
But from what I see here, I think he only has 2 games. I think this year in primetime. I think. Checking right now. Actually, let's go. This one deserves a schedule look because I have over. I just had over on the Vikings here, but I want to look at the schedule again. Let's go through real quick. Bucks at home. That's a win. At Eagles, definite loss.
Yep.
Chargers at home.
Loss.
At Carolina. That's a win in Carolina. Chiefs loss.
City.
Bears
in Chicago.
Win in Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay. Either you're high on the Bears?
Even though I'm high on the Bears.
Okay.
Niners. You understand thinking a team wins 8 games, another team can come from 13 games down, right?
I get it.
Okay.
Niners at home.
Loss.
See, I think that's a win for the Vikings, actually. I don't know why.
Anyway. Fran at 8:15 at night.
Oh, I didn't see the time. Sorry about that. Never mind. Lost. I didn't see the time. All right. At Green Bay.
At Green Bay, you know, that's going to be a tough one. I think that's probably going to be a loss.
Okay. At Falcons?
Oh, I think that's a win.
Okay. Saints at home?
That should be a win.
Okay. We have 6 wins now, I think, right now for this team.
Okay.
Broncos on the road.
That's probably going to be a loss.
Yeah, you know why? Look at that time. 8:20.
Yep. And now next game.
Next game also a night game, 8:15.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears.
A night game. So he can't even be like, oh, everyone fell asleep.
Is this Thanksgiving? Is it this Thanksgiving game, isn't it?
No.
No.
Bears game is a Monday night game.
Okay. That is a win for the Minnesota, right?
Ooh, I think it's gonna be a loss on Kurt.
So you have them splitting this to Bears, but road wins. Okay.
Yeah, because of time.
Okay. Raiders, that's a win. and
Yeah,
Raiders.
that's a win.
That's 7 wins there for the Vikings.
That's
Bengals
the
loss.
loss. Yeah.
Lions at home.
Oh, I think that's probably gonna be a loss. Maybe it's a win because it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll give them the win there. I'll give them the win here.
Okay.
That's 8 wins there. Packers at home. That's an 8:20 game though. Nighttime, New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Well,
Oh
maybe it's
God.
New Year's Eve. People aren't gonna watch, but it's gonna be.
So they close the year against against Green Bay at home and then at Detroit.
And at Detroit, they're gonna make a primetime game.
Yeah, that could be for a wild card.
Yeah. No, that would be that would
Division, a
probably
division.
that would
Well,
be
not
the division with all
well,
the.
not well, no, not based on you, because Detroit will have 11 wins by this point now.
I don't run ESPN. One team could have 10 wins, right? Say Detroit has 10. And you think what's Minnesota's over under?
8.5. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna have 9 wins.
Okay. 9 wins.
I'm going over. What do you got?
At 9 wins, yeah, I'll take the over 8.5.
Okay. Okay.
But you see how many games they dropped from 13 from last
Oh
year?
no, I see a drop. I'm not saying that 13 wins good anymore. I'm just saying that an under an 8.5 is a significant drop. That's way too significant. I think Kirk Cousins at the very least is a solid quarterback. He's a top 12 13 quarterback in the league. He'll get to the playoffs. He's Dak Prescott pretty much. So once you get to the playoffs, then you got a problem. So
I think Dak wins a little more in prime time, but okay.
no, well yeah, the prime time thing is another. But also, to be fair to Dak is a Cowboys thing too. Also
So he plays
narratives.
even more games in
Yeah,
prime.
yeah. All
So
right.
he takes the pressure even better.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dak's very underrated. Honestly, that's just me. All right, next team, Patriots. Last year, 8-9, over under 7.5 wins. Um, they played NFC East this year, AFC West as well. Um, I mean, they are the bottom favorite AFC East, obviously, but to me, they're also you know, they're tough out. Bill
They're
Belichick led team.
tough out all season, yes.
Bill O'Brien's back because Mike Patricia sucks as an OC. This deserves a schedule look also too. So week 1.
Okay, before we go over schedule,
Okay,
because you brought up his name,
who?
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
Why does anyone think he's gonna make a difference?
because he's better than Matt Patricia. That's why.
Okay, that's great, but now the Jets are better. So
Yeah,
Jets are better, Dolphins are better, Bills are just as good as before.
I'm not making a case for them winning. Winning anything going to playoffs. I'm making a case for them not being a below 5 win team.
All right, and how good were those offenses when he was coaching the GOAT? Right,
Much.
like he everywhere he went after he coached Tom Brady, he was shit.
I get it. All right, so can they get to 8 wins this year? Like last year. Let's check it out. Eagles at home, week 1.
Loss,
Okay. Dolphins
loss,
at home.
loss,
Okay. Jets on the
loss,
road. Loss.
loss.
I guess 0-3 now. Cowboys.
Loss.
Saints at home.
That's their victory. That's their first victory of the
So
season.
they're 0-4 going home against New Orleans. Okay. Raiders on the road.
That's going to be a win. And
Okay.
that's probably going to be the most meaningful win of the season for Belichick. Beating Josh McDaniels.
And I think McDaniels gets fired after this week. No, I'm joking. Maybe he does. Who knows?
I Bill. I think
Oh, shit. Okay. Hot take.
I don't think McDaniels makes it past this season.
Yeah, I can see that. Bills at home.
Oh, loss.
Okay. Dolphins on the road.
Loss.
Commanders at home. That's a win.
I think
Maybe.
that's competitive.
It's a toss up, definitely.
Yeah,
But
it's a toss-up. That's the problem. It's a toss-up.
I guess it's a home team. This is a home team.
Okay. So
That's
give
3
him
wins.
the victory.
That's 3. Colts at home. It's a win. Should win that game.
Yeah.
Giants on the road.
Loss.
Okay. Chargers at home.
Loss.
Steelers on the road.
Loss.
Yeah, this is easy under. Chiefs loss.
Loss.
Bronc at Denver loss.
Yeah.
Bills at
Yeah.
oh, you're right. Oh, dude, they're 4 team.
Look, they're going to be the greatest 4-13 team in history. You're going to look back and go, how did a team with a top 10 defense and a quarterback who isn't terrible, and they went 4-13, and it's because the roster is not good enough and who they played. The schedule.
And the worst part too is there aren't enough 50-50 games in them to say, okay, maybe we can steal the win here.
Yeah.
Most of the games on the schedule are actually decisive wins and decisive losses.
Quite honestly, Arizona has more 50-50 games than the Patriots.
That is bad. That is bad. Yeah. Oh my God, Patriots may be a bottom 5 team this year. Oh my God, that's crazy.
That was my hot take. That's what I'm saying. Once you realize who they have to play and what they're throwing out there, yeah, they're great. They're gonna have an amazing defense like they do every year, but they're gonna be 4-13, 5-12 max.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, it's my boys, the New York Football Giants. Last year, 9-8-1, went to the playoffs, even won a playoff game for the Coach of the Year, Brian Daboll. This year, over under is 8.5. Their schedule is tough this year, so I have.
They have a pretty easy schedule.
You think so?
Is Kansas City on your board?
Say it again.
You don't play Kansas City this year.
I don't think so. Okay, so let's go through it now. Home game is Dallas.
Up with Denver.
Wait.
And so you play Denver.
Well, hold on. So out the shoot, your first couple of games out the shoot. Cowboys at home. To me, it's a loss.
Ooh.
They've been down for 3-4 years, man.
But it's second year in the system. It's Brian Daboll.
But it's also Dallas better as well, too. Dallas got better as well.
Can it be a toss-up, or do you think it's a guaranteed loss?
I'll give you a 60-40 at best.
All right.
Dallas to New York. Still giving Dallas there. At Cardinals, win.
Yeah.
Niners on the road. Loss.
Okay.
Seattle at home. I'll give a win that one.
All right.
That's
so
2.
We're still 2-2.
Okay. Right. At Miami, loss.
Yeah. At Buffalo, loss.
At the Commies, win. No. Home against Commies. Sorry, home against Commies. It's a win. That's 3 wins. Jets.
I think that's a win.
Jets game?
The home. It's a, as you say, 60-40. I think 60 Jets.
Okay. I'm not giving it to the Jets though. It's a loss. Raiders on the road. It's a win. That's 4 wins. At Dallas, loss. Commanders on the road. Do they split this year?
You want to say it's a sweep, huh?
Yeah. A tie like last year? I'll go win for now. 5 wins. Patriots win. That's 6. Green Bay at home. 7. Saints on the road. No, they never win in New Orleans. Philadelphia at home on the road. That's a loss. Rams at home. Win.
9.
Eagles at home. That
should be a 10th win because Eagles.
No, that should be a 9th win if they get that one. I have 8 right now going to week 18. Now Philadelphia might have things wrapped up already at this point. And I think they will. I'm going to say win for the Giants. That's 9 wins. I'll go over. Fuck it. I'll go over. That one Daniel Jones drive last week got my dick hard. He went 8 for 9 for like 70 yards. Like, oh wait, DJ's looks good now. Wait, this could happen.
And I'm gonna burst your bubble.
Oh God.
Saquon doesn't make it 3 weeks without an injured ankle. So all those wins you were counting on there in the middle of the season, against like the Washington, Jets, Vegas. Yep, turn those into losses because you're gonna have no running game.
So you're saying the Giants implode this year?
Take the under.
Oh my God, he's such a asshole.
I look. I listened to a couple people praise the Giants and make a case for the Giants to win the division. I was like, I could do it. I could be like them.
You know what's
And then
funny?
then we went over the schedule. I'm like, no, we can't. I can't be like those
What
guys.
that's what I said originally. I said I was under initially, but then you taught me into this shit.
Exactly. That's the goal.
Under, fuck, I'm going under. Like I
No,
originally
no,
said, under. No, I had originally under anyway. So I mean, some of these teams, I think the Saints game. Like, come on, man. No, that's
you
under.
should the Saints game.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, stay in New York. Jets. The story of the offseason. Last year, 7-10. This year, over numbers 9.5 wins. We all know Aaron Rodgers, but he also signed Dalvin Cook last week as well too.
Yeah.
So him and Brees Hall will sure carries. Um, I did a little mini podcast last week on the unfiltered on the unfiltered feed, talking about whether or not Dalvin Cook moves the needle, and I said that I think it does. If the number one concern I have for this team isn't a concern, the O line, because that's the only thing I think right now that's holding us back from being a contender. Unless you think Aaron Rodgers implodes this year.
Well, I would ask you to do some homework real quick, but I really don't want.
I'm bringing it up right now. I have this right now. Ready to go.
All right. Bring up Aaron Rodgers' game logs for the first 3 weeks of the season from 2020, 2021, 2022.
Not good.
All right.
Not good. I remember those. Not good.
Yeah, they were all shit. He has been struggling more and more each year out the gate. And that was with his homeboy, Nathaniel Hackett.
Who's back with now too?
Apparently a superior coach, and Sean Payton should keep his mouth shut. But, I can remember some stats in some games early in the season where it was like, Aaron Rodgers, you suck. Aaron Rodgers, you suck. Oh, we got to give Aaron Rodgers the MVP because he beat up on the 3 worst teams in the NFL. So, look, out the gate, Buffalo, loss. At Dallas, loss. Because we're talking early in the season. You're going to win against New England early in the season.
That's one.
Then you're going to lose to KC. Now you're at Denver. You're week 5, 1-3. You go 1-4 into Philly, they're going to eat you alive. You're 1-5 going into a bye week.
But here's the thing: the schedule does lighten up a little bit though toward the back end. So they can go 500 in the first couple weeks to be okay. So they got Denver. But no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Giants should be a win, as I said earlier. Chargers at home should be a win. Raiders the win.
You think they're gonna beat the Chargers at home? Oh no,
so. Yeah.
No.
At Buffalo's a loss. Miami at home should be a win. Could be a win. Toss up, but should be a win.
Yeah.
I always get the home team there for that one.
Yeah.
Falcons, that's a win. Texans win. Dolphins on the road, it's probably a loss. Commanders at home win. Browns on the road, closer to a toss up. I will lean Jets, but closer to toss up. And Patriots on the road, that's a win.
Yeah.
So I have about
season they're gonna win, but I don't think it's enough games.
I think it'll go over. First of all, I think it'll be Buffalo week 1-1. Let's start there. I got Buffalo week 1.
I think Buffalo slaughters them.
Wow.
Again, I told you, I think Josh Allen is gonna throw like 3 touchdown passes to Diggs. He's gonna try and mend that relationship in opening night.
Well, we shall see. I'll take the over 10-7.
I'm taking the under.
Wow. Okay. Let's go to Philadelphia. The Eagles last year 14-3. Went to the Super Bowl last year. Lost to Pat Mahomes and company, the Chiefs. Their overall number is 10.5 wins. Their schedule I went through is actually sneaky tough. I'll still take the over, but I do think their tough schedule could open a door for a team to steal number one seed in the NFC, like a New Orleans, if they get hot in that weak ass division.
They have a 4-game stretch after their bye.
Let's go
That
through it quick. So Patriots at home. Patriots first. That's a win.
at Patriots win.
Okay,
Home Minnesota. That's
win.
gonna be a win because of the time.
Tampa.
At Tampa, win. At Washington or home to Washington, win. At the Rams, that's gonna be a win.
That's 5. Now this is where it gets tough. Now
The Jets is a toss up, but I say Philly beats them. I don't.
let's get to the Jets. Let's get to the Jets. Let's at home. Just to kind of keep it balanced here.
Miami at home win.
Yeah.
Washington win. Dallas.
Wait. You sure about that? Last year they lost to Washington at home. No, that's in Washington. Sorry about that. No, but they did lose Washington once last year.
Through the screen and smack your ass. It's a lot. Philly's gonna win.
Okay, that's 7 wins. Dallas.
So we're at the bye week. They're 7-2. Worst case scenario.
Wait, did they beat Dallas? Yeah, home. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were going toss up home team.
Yeah, I got 7 wins for Philly right now. 7 wins.
Yeah, and I mean if you give them that, yeah. So
okay, Chiefs off the bye.
Chiefs off the bye.
Loss.
Probably a loss.
Okay, so still 7 wins. Buffalo
home though. That's probably gonna be a win because it's a home.
I'll lean Buffalo. I'll lean Philadelphia. That's 8 wins. This stretch is crazy though. Look at this stretch.
San Fran. So out of those, just say they go 1-2, right? But then they're at Seattle. You're gonna have to give me that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's home to New York.
Win.
Home Arizona.
Win.
Yeah. And then at New York.
The main man in that game. That's 11-12 wins there. Yeah. That's my point though. I had the over still. What I was saying though was they could lose 2 more games this year, which can crack the door open for a team to steal number 1 seed. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Now, the likelihood of them winning number 1 seed is very high. I think that's the number 1 seed.
Do you have them to win the division?
I'm leaning them right now. Yes.
All right.
Yes. Unfortunately, so it's over for the Eagles. All right, staying the state of Pennsylvania. The Steelers last year 9-8 over a number 8.5 wins. This could be the spoiler of the AFC this year. This might deserve another core schedule look too. Looks easier because of the fact that it may come down to a tiebreaker from getting the playoffs. Honestly,
well, it's who they play, isn't it? Like the AFC East and the NFC South or something.
AFC South, and NFC West.
Okay, there you go.
Which is doable.
Okay, well you're getting Arizona, so it's an automatic win.
Let's run through
Los Angeles is going to be a toss-up.
There you go. So Steelers play Niners at home. That's a 50-50 game, honestly.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll go so far to say I might lean Pittsburgh in that game.
That's first.
Not even joking.
Right?
Huh?
First week of the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I might lean Pittsburgh in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Browns at home.
At home, I take the Steelers.
That's 2 wins. Up the shoot. At Raiders, who we don't believe in this year.
Nope.
That's 3-0.
Yeah.
At Texans, week 4. That's a win. So now this is a 4-0 right now going into week 5 against Baltimore. This is what I'm saying. The spoiler here.
I don't think for a spoiler.
No. Steelers week 5 against the Ravens at home.
Yeah.
They might win that game too.
No, they could very easily.
So let's get to them real quick. 5 wins. At worst, they're 4-1 out the shoot. Okay. Rams week 6. At Rams.
At Rams, I don't care either way. It's a win for the Steelers, I believe.
Okay. That's 6 wins right there. That's 6 wins. 5 or 6 wins. Jaguars at home. At home though.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. It's a 1:00 game. No big deal.
But I'll give it the Jags because the Jags are probably gonna be the
Whoa,
better team.
whoa, whoa, whoa! We gotta do homes.
No,
You
and I'm saying lean. I'm not saying they say give it to them. It's lean. It's a lean.
oh,
It's a
yeah,
lean.
ain't bullshit.
So 6. Okay. So right now the sitting at they end the first 2 months of the year at 6 wins. Okay. Then they got to play Tennessee at home. That's a win. That's 7 wins. Green Bay at home. That's should be a win. That's 8 wins. Browns on the road. I'll give the Browns that game. That's 8 wins. Bengals, I give the Bengals. Still 8 wins. Cardinals, that's 9 wins.
This is their stretch.
Yeah. This is what they screwed the win. Now, if you're saying that Cincinnati is going to come back down to earth this year,
Look,
the Steelers
there's a
going to be the
lot of
Steelers.
competition. This is gonna be the tightest division.
So Pittsburgh, okay. So yeah, 6 games to go. So Cardinals at home win. That's 9 wins. Patriots at home. That's 10 wins. Colts on the road. 11
Win.
wins. Bengals, I'll give the Bengals. Seattle at Seattle.
Late Seattle could be playing for something, but still, we're already at 11 wins.
Yeah. That's over.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, coach of the year. Let's go.
If he pulls it off, I agree. If he wins the division, I agree.
That's crazy. I'm going over. Absolutely. Next team, the Niners. Last year, 13-4. Made it to the MC title game last year. This year, over on 11.5. You know, every year I say that they feel overvalued coming into the year, and then they start slow, and then they pick up the pace late in the year. By the way, this Trey Lance thing, he's a third stringer now. Just trade the guy. Just trade him. Get something back for him.
But you can't get anything back. What's the point of taking a 7th rounder versus keeping him as a backup? You've already
a backup, a third string.
But you've already paid him all his money the first year. At this point, you keep him through his entire 4 years, 5 years, just because you've spent the money.
There's no doubt this team is a playoff team. I want to see if there's a road here for them to get the number 1 seed. Because we did that with Philadelphia, and we said maybe the Eagles could lose maybe 1 or 2 more games than the last year. And we're saying the only 2 teams in the conference that are on level, close to on level, is this team and the Cowboys. So we did say Pittsburgh will win that game at home on week 1 against the Niners. Niners is Rams week 2, so we win, right?
Yeah, at the Rams.
That's 2 wins there. Week 3, Giants at home. That's a win.
Yep.
It's 2 wins. Cardinals at home, win. Dallas at home.
I think that's a win.
That's 4 wins. Browns on the road.
I think that's going to end up being a loss.
Okay. Vikings on the road. You said it was a win for them. That's 5 wins.
Yep.
Bengals at home.
I think that's
a loss.
Yeah.
Okay. Jags on the road.
Oh, I would say that's a win, but I know you're gonna run that.
We'll give them the win real quick. That's 6 wins. This is argument's sake.
Tampa's win. Seattle wins.
That's 8 wins.
Oh wait, no, that one's at Seattle, so take that one back. That's
7 wins. Okay. They'll split it.
Yeah, they'll split.
So 8
I
wins.
They'll lose in Philly.
Bucks win. That's 9 wins. Lose in Philly. Seattle win at home. Cardinals, that's 10 wins. Ravens at home.
Ooh, that's good. God, that's going to be good, but that's probably going to be a 49ers win.
When in doubt, you go with the home team. That's 11 wins. Commanders on the road.
That's a win.
That's 12 wins. Rams at home.
That's a win.
That's 13 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 seed, the San Francisco 49ers.
Now, let's talk about 49ers reality. All right. Purdy, he's either going to be injured or replaced during the Dallas game. Sam Darnold will come in and play.
He'll get hurt.
He will get hurt probably first snap of the Jacksonville game.
You're a dick. You are a dick.
Then we get Trevor Lawrence, or Trey Lance, because they thought he was going to be Trevor Lawrence. That's why they gave up so fucking much for a guy who only played 1 game of high school football the year before. And they're gonna have Trey Lance start during their easy schedule when they get Tampa and a Seattle at home and an
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. And then you know what's gonna happen? Purdy's gonna come back. But they're gonna go through three quarterbacks and it's gonna cost them 3 games.
So
I
you see a 10-win team
Yep, I just did your math on how they will not get the 1 seed.
under, huh?
Oh, is it 10.5 for the over?
11.5 for the over.
Oh, 11.5 for the
I
over.
went under. I went under as well too, though. Even though I said 13 wins here, I went under because to your point, I think some of those games that you mentioned they could lose also too. So the safe bet is to take 11 and 6 for the Niners this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna play safe and go 11-6.
But I will say there is a path to get them 1 seed.
Pretty easy path.
Yeah, but but as you said, the quarterback issues could be the thing
They're
that wins it.
out of the AFC, from what I can gather, is Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not even fair.
All right. Chris is asking who we're on. We're now on the Seahawks now. Which, by the way, last year, Gino.
Oh
Last year
my
9-8.
god! Last year I was predicting they'd have one
Yep,
of
me
the
too.
worst records in football.
Yep, 9-8 last year. This year over under 8.5 wins. This team made the playoffs, lost to the Niners in the wild card round. 8.5 wins is the over under. Can Gino do it the second time? Is the question. I have
Man,
my doubts.
I'm gonna have to believe it. And when he does put up a O burger, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. So
Okay, so 9 wins is the magic number in the NFC. Let's find
it's
9 wins in Seattle.
an easy one. Because at worst, you're gonna say they split the Rams, and you're gonna get Carolina and Arizona and Washington and Tennessee and Arizona again. They should be able to get the over. If they go 500 against the good teams, they should split. They got so many cake teams.
I went under this one actually initially.
8.5.
Yeah,
Wow.
8 and 9.
All right, maybe we do have to do the schedule then.
I
Home
think
to
I
home to
think
the
I
Rams.
think the problem is that I actually initially overvalued the Rams. That's probably why.
Yeah, look, I love the Rams offense. They've just got nothing on defense. And when I can ask you who plays on defense and you didn't know a single guy's name, I know there's some trouble. So, home to the Rams should be a win, right?
Um, Home to Rams, yes,
At Detroit,
loss. Oh, they
home
won. Oh, they won it last year though.
home to Carolina,
Win,
at New York,
loss,
at Cincinnati, loss.
definitely a loss. That's two. So 2 and 3 right now.
Yep, home to Arizona.
They'll sweep Arizona, so that's a
Yeah,
win.
that's 3-3. Home to
Hmm.
Cleveland.
Should be a win. That's 4 wins.
All right, at Baltimore, 4-4,
Commanders, that's 5 wins.
5-4. At the
Ram,
You think the sweep,
and
right?
that's a loss. I'm gonna split the Rams on now. 'Cause I don't know. I don't. So if we don't know how good the Rams are, split the two teams.
So 5-5.
Yeah, Niners
Home to the 49ers, loss.
loss.
At Dallas, loss.
Yep, Niners
Okay.
again. If
So
they can't
far,
win at home, that
yeah,
win on the road
yeah,
either. So
okay. You know
so
what?
Eagles loss.
Yeah.
So Titans, that's a win. That's 6 wins. Steelers,
Third loss, I think. Maybe.
Cardinals,
That's a toss up. Yeah.
8 wins. Right on the nose. 8 wins. I told you.
Yeah.
Unless Gino sustains what he does next year, does this what he did last year to this year. We'll see.
Yeah, I just have a prediction that I think best case scenario, Seattle could easily start 4-0. You know, because I'm asking them to win at Detroit.
Yeah.
It's not mind-boggling to win at
Oh no,
Detroit.
no, no. They could go 4-0. I don't
Yeah,
see it happening though.
yeah. But that was why I had the over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stick with the over.
I'm well under. So you and I will probably battle on that one next year. All right, we got a couple more teams to go. Uh, the Buccaneers last year 8-9. This year an overall number is 6.5 wins. Of course, Tom Brady retires again. He's gone. Baker Mayfield is the starting quarterback week 1 for this team. Not for nothing, They do have some offensive weapons in this team still.
Oh yeah.
So they're like this is not a team that's cratering necessarily.
Well, here's my question.
Go ahead.
And I don't even know where you're leaning right now.
Okay.
Do you think Baker has more starts or Tampa has more wins at the end of the year?
More starts.
So you think
Although, I initial homework I went over initially. Um, but let's go. Let's get the treatment here. Some schedule treatment here. Week 1,
lost?
uh, lost the Vikings on the road. Yep.
Yeah.
Bears at home.
Bears is a toss up, but you're gonna go home team.
Yeah, it was a home team. Eagles loss.
Even though it's a home team.
Come on, man.
I, that's
Saints.
that's a loss.
Okay.
It's a frisky division, but whatever.
Okay. So Lions at home.
I think that's a loss.
Could be.
I mean, it is coming after bye week.
That's true. Falcons
That's gonna,
home is a win. I get the win. Um, Bills
that's
loss.
a loss.
Definitely loss. Texans win.
That's
Can win.
probably gonna be their only road victory of the season.
Could be. Titans at home. I get a win. That's 4 wins.
All right.
Niners on the road loss. Colts on the road. They can win that game.
They could.
Let's get to them. 5 wins.
Okay.
Panthers at home win. It's a home game. That's 6 wins.
All right.
Can you find one more win in the next 5 weeks? That gets you over.
Well,
Falcons at Falcons at Packers, Saints at home, or week 18. Carolina on the road.
it's a very optimistic. Yeah.
7-10. Again, they have weapons. They got Mike Evans there still. I mean, they have weapons. So I'm
Yeah.
going over in Bucks.
Might actually see the football more often now.
Yeah, right. And I mean 7-10, right? Over.
Yeah.
There you go.
God damn.
Okay, 2 more teams to go.
I'm taking the under. I'm still taking the under. I think Baker gets benched by week 5.
So Kyle Trask will be
Yep. I think they'll let Kyle Trask start after the bye. He'll struggle. They'll go back and forth, and it's all about drafting a new quarterback.
Right. All right. 2 more teams we get out here. Tennessee Titans last year 7-10. Overall number is 7.5 wins. They played AFC North, NFC South, the Chargers at Dolphins, and the Seahawks. This team is actually, them playing, come back to earth last year, not a shock. But I still think like if things fall into place, they can be decent. I don't know.
Can I ask a question though?
Decent.
Last season, they were still leading the division when they gave up on Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they're still going to have...
Wait, didn't he get hurt?
He got hurt but could have come back.
Right.
They wanted to test out the rookie and realized Malik Willis has no accuracy, cannot read a defense, cannot even see a football field. And so they went back to Tannehill. Do you think maybe they would have had a better season had they just trusted in Tannehill the whole season?
It's really possible. I don't think they're look. I don't think the Titans are bottom for your team. They were a 500.
No, they're a well coached team.
Yeah, and Vrabel's really good. So because of that, let's give them treatment. Schedule. Week 1, Saints. At Saints. At Saints, loss, right? Okay. Chargers at home.
Loss.
Browns on the road.
Loss.
0-3. Oof. Bengals loss.
Loss.
Colts on the road.
Hey, get a win.
That's one. Uh
A loss.
Ravens at home loss. Falcons at home win. Steelers on the road loss. Bucks on the road.
You just took Tampa to win that game, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, loss.
Okay.
Loss at Jacksonville because you love Jacksonville. So, going to be a home win against Carolina.
That's 3 wins.
There you
Colts. I get them winning against Colts. It's 4 wins.
Yeah.
Dolphins on the road. It's a loss. Texans 5 wins.
Yep.
Seahawks at home.
That's probably going to be a loss.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Texans again. Win. That's 6 wins.
Yep.
Jaguars at home.
I think that could be a win purely because Jacksonville will be sitting at starters.
All right. So even if they win, that's 7-10. That's under. That's under. There you go. Boom.
Under.
Have a nice day. There we go. And finally, we always close out every year with your team. The Daniel Snyder era is over. Washington Commanders. Last year, 8-1. This over not this year. The over number this year is 7.5 wins. They played the AFC East. They played the NFC West. They played the Broncos. Those are notable games for them. Now this is your team. Sam Howell is officially starting quarterback of this team.
He looked really good this past weekend.
They ended the streak of the Ravens, the other team. Preseason record, 24 straight wins. Time things come, maybe. Your Commanders, how you feel?
Well, I mean, I love the start of our season. Like we get to actually compete at the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
If Howell plays like he played this past Monday night, we will probably win 9 games. We had shit quarterback play all of last season, and we finished 8-1. So if you just get competent quarterback play where you don't change quarterbacks, I think we could pick up an extra victory.
Can you find 8 wins on the schedule right now with me?
Sure, you want to go?
Week 1, Arizona. That's a win.
Arizona's a win.
Denver on the road.
At Denver, that's a toss-up. But I know you want to give Denver. I would say it's a win.
Because you're Homer. Of course you are. Next.
Oh, yes, because we have to believe Russell Wilson is going to just snap right out by week 2.
You think Russell Wilson's going to have a better year this year? You think so?
I don't think it happens overnight by week 2.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Bills week 3 is a loss, right?
Yeah, Philly's a loss.
That's okay.
Look, we can be 1-3.
Yeah.
Say we're 1-3.
Like last year. Hey.
We get Chicago 2-3. Atlanta 3-3 now, even. New York's a toss-up. We always play tough. That's gonna be close, but a loss. Philly loss. All right, so back to 3-5. New England will win. Seattle, we're gonna lose 4-6. New York at home, we get that one 5-6. Dallas split, so that one's gonna be a loss 5-7. Miami, that's gonna be 5-8. But then we get the Rams,
Win.
6-8.
The Jets, no.
No, not at the Jets.
Niners, no.
No.
Dallas, win. Under 10 wins.
Go fuck yourself. I'm looking down at this nice little stretch of Chicago, Atlanta, New York, and I'm like, well, we got 3 victories right there.
Then again, we'll see. The Cowboys game, well, doesn't matter.
At best, we're 7-8 wins.
Yeah.
And that's with Howell playing great.
Yeah.
Because I hate our offensive weapons. I think we have no run game because our running backs are too goddamn small and slow. Wide receivers, they're not even allowed to ride the rides at Disney, so you know how I feel about that.
That's funny.
But we got a great defensive line. Thank God we get to say that. Because that doesn't do shit for a team.
All right. That's some predictions here.
Yeah.
Predictions. MVP this year.
MVP of the league?
Yeah.
Ooh. Just because I can't utter the name of who I really think's gonna get it, I'll go Josh Allen this year.
Who you gonna say?
I'll text it to you after the show.
That's Deshaun Watson, is it?
No, no, no.
Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Joe Burrow. It's not the over in the Bengals this year. Um, defensive player of the year.
Ooh. Defensive player of the year. I think it goes back to JJ Watt.
He
Or
retired.
not JJ Watt, TJ
TJ
Watt.
Watt. TJ Watt. Yeah.
TJ Watt.
I'm gonna go Michael Parsons. I'm gonna go Micah.
Uh,
Micah. What's I'm missing here? MVP. Defensive player of the year.
who's your
Coach.
rookie?
Rookie of the year. I'm gonna go. My boy Richardson in Indy.
for offensive?
Yeah.
I agree. And he's got a great betting line.
Yeah.
I think it's like plus 800 right now. And it's like
Right.
great bet line.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
I'm gonna go Tomlin. I'm gonna go Mike
Go
Tomlin.
with,
I'm gonna go Mike Tomlin.
I'm gonna go McCarthy.
I like that one. I like that one too. He be number 2 on my list actually.
Because I got that one prediction. So I think that's what I'll put him up there.
Okay. Here we go. Give me your AFC title game.
Ooh, AFC title game. Bills and Chiefs.
I'll go Bengals and Chiefs again. Go chalk again.
I wanted to go Chiefs Dolphins, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Chiefs Bills.
Okay. Give me your NFC Championship game.
NFC. Ooh.
My take is coming in a second.
Yeah. It's gonna be Dallas. Dallas versus the Eagles somehow.
Well, I'm with you on Dallas. They make the streak. Dallas and San Francisco. I think San Fran. I think either Dallas will beat Philadelphia in the wild card round, in the second round, divisional round, and get into the title game against San Francisco. And your Super Bowl. What's your Super Bowl matchup?
It's a rematch of a former Super Bowl of when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Bills and Dallas.
I have Dallas as well in the Super Bowl too. I got Dallas against Cincinnati though, and then your Super Bowl winner.
Bills.
I got Bengals.
So we both have Dallas losing in the Super Bowl.
Yes, so that's my hot take. That's my hot take. I was teasing all year long. I think Dallas gets there this year finally.
Yeah, it hurts because there's just nothing in the NFC.
And the thing is, though, I know it's easy Philadelphia, and Philadelphia is the easy pick. It's also lazy because I feel like you do get surprises in the NFL. This is why the NFL is so great. You get a surprise or two every year. Remember last year? This time last year, we're talking about Buffalo being the best team in the league. Remember, they lost second round of the playoffs. Cincinnati got dominated, and should have lost to Miami in the first round.
Yeah, and I mean, like I'm picking Miami to win that division the final week of the season. And I really would want to pick Miami to go to the AFC Championship game.
Let's do this then real quick. Then go a little backwards. Give me your 7 playoff teams in the AFC right now. Okay, so let's do this first. AFC East winner, Miami, right?
Let's
go division first. Division first, then wild cards.
Hold up real quick. At least the divisions.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Jets in the. Oh shit.
Oh, they Jets. Okay, here I'll make it easy so you can rethink. So I'll take Dolphins to win the AFC East. I'm gonna take Cincy to win the AFC North.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have Jacksonville AFC South, KC AFC West. Then I'm gonna have Bills as a wild card, Bengals as a wild card, and I'm gonna have Pittsburgh as a wild card.
Okay. I'm going Jets. I'm going in the East. Going Bengals in the North. I'm going Jags, obviously, in the South. And I'm going Chiefs in the West. My wild cards are Pittsburgh, and I think there'll be a high a wild card because they'll win 11 games this year. I got Pittsburgh, Miami, and Pittsburgh,
I know
Miami.
you got the Chargers.
No, I don't trust that coach. He gets fired
Oh,
in a year.
so then,
Um, it's between Buffalo and Baltimore. I'm trying to decide.
well, I thought Buffalo won the division.
No, I have the Jets win division.
Oh, oh shit, that's right. So
Hmm.
Buffalo,
I'll give it to
Buffalo,
I'll get to Buffalo. Shit, that's gonna be fucking tough.
Buffalo or Baltimore.
Get, Baltimore,
All right. Ooh,
Baltimore.
three out of the AFC North. Then.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. NFC playoff teams.
Oh, this one's easy. So Dallas East. This is the one that upsets you. Detroit in the NFC North.
What upset me? I want them in the North.
What is it? The Saints in the NFC South.
Mm-hmm. And in the West, San
The
Fran.
West and Fran.
Okay, your wild cards. This is the fun part. This is the one that I think people have.
I have Philly as top wild card.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably be better than like two of the other teams.
Obviously,
Hmm. Probably gotta go. Just gonna piss you off. Green Bay.
you're gonna say that. No Seattle. No, we decided that already. No Seattle on that one.
No.
Giants.
Green Bay and the Vikings.
Okay, I like that one. So I'm gonna go Eagles still in the East. They'll be the one seed. Um, in the North, I'm gonna stay with Minnesota, the North, for now. Um, in the South, I'm taking the Saints. In the West, obviously San Francisco. My wild cards: Dallas, easy. Give me Detroit in the North as the next wild card. The last one's gonna be tough because should I go homer on this one?
Dude, I started out before I even did my list thinking, okay, how can I make the Giants the division winner?
Yeah, also, and he also went from there to like them having 4 wins this year.
I,
Saquon got hurt. Yeah, you're a dick. That's why.
I have talent.
To me, it's gonna come down to the Giants,
Yeah.
the Seahawks, and then whoever the Packers Bears situation lines up to be. I don't think any team in the South is going to be in contention for it. You know, Buccaneers, Falcons.
But we went over the Buccaneers. We found
They could climb in that situation though. Week 17, week 18, and fall out late. But yeah, I'm with you. I'll go Giants. I'll go homer this one.
Good.
Fuck it. Wait, did I go under the Giants this year? Or did I go over the Giants? On mine, I went over, right?
Yeah, you went over.
Yeah, I went over. I ended up going over. Yeah, I'll go Giants. Fuck it. I know the last wild card.
It's just terrible because like you have the Jets winning a division. I don't think they'll even make the playoffs. But I mean, the Jets would be the division winner in the NFC North, the NFC South, probably
And,
the AFC South.
and I think the AFC. If I didn't say your team not getting the playoffs, it's not because I think your team's bad. It's just that the margins are so thin.
Yeah.
Like you'll probably win. Look, I think Denver might win 10 games this year. They ain't getting in the playoffs because the conference is too damn good. Because Buffalo and people say, "Oh, why the Steelers?" Look at the schedule again. It's the hardest games are at home.
Well, what it happens is you're gonna have two teams in each division competing for 13 wins, and then two teams in each conference competing for 13 wins, and then you're gonna have two teams in each conference competing for freaking one win on the season.
Right.
So it makes it so hard for the other 26 other teams in the middle, 28 teams in the middle.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a fascinating year. That wild card, NFC wild card race is gonna be interesting, to say the least.
I I think both North divisions are going to be the most exciting divisions in football.
I agree. 100%. All right, Zach, that was awesome. I mean, Chris didn't make it unfortunately for this one. We went 2 hours anyway, you and I. Of course, folks, this podcast will have Zach on the show every Thursday. Wednesday, we'll record on Wednesday nights. Every Thursday, we'll drop those episodes, most likely, or Wednesday night, whenever we decide to do it. For our Egypt versus Degenerate, our picks, we go against each other, figure out how much games we get right per week, and whatnot. Florida State, number 8 in the country. Maybe it's gonna be a good year for us. Well, no, at the gate, first the first 4 weeks, well, not the gate. LSU
Oh,
week 1, Clemson week 4.
yeah.
You look very scared.
Yeah, because I'm going to kind of believe last year was a fluke.
Okay.
You do remember what happened with LSU, right?
Yep.
How we were up by,
20.
what was it, almost 20?
Yep.
And then in like 3 minutes, we were praying to Jesus to let us hold out to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a fun
Yeah.
year. College is back. I can't wait.
I still think the coach is terrible there.
I'm not a big Lowell fan. He's glorying me a little bit, but still on the fence with him.
Yeah.
But good job, Zach. As always, we'll have you on every week, of course, during the Super Bowl season. And we do our picks, and yeah, it's fun. We missed Chris, obviously, but hey, we got through it.
It's been fun.
Yes, sir. That was good.